Hey, good morning. This is a little pre-introduction to the video that you're going to be seeing. And in that video coming up, I did two little garden tours. The first one was only like 2 or 3 months ago, and it's really interesting to see how much the garden has changed just with the rainy season. So I have makeup on today. I'm a little dressed up because I am going to court in San Carlos. Why am I going to court? This is why. About 2 weeks ago, I was driving down into El Valle, and a big utility truck was coming up too fast and over the wrong side of the road, coming up the mountain on a blind curve. I saw that it was going to hit the little white truck in front of me. I had no idea I was going to be part of the accident. It all happened really fast, as I'm sure many of you know if you've been in an accident. Very scary. I wasn't hurt at all. I mean, I was sore, but like nothing. I'm lucky I didn't go over the side of the mountain. The other driver of the little white truck, he was fine, but products that he was carrying, he had glass windows and ceramic tile, so that didn't make it too well. So anyway, today I have court, and the next video will be detailing the car accident and insurance companies and all that stuff. But for now, enjoy the garden. I'd rather be in the garden today, but I have to go down the hill. Please consider subscribing to my channel. It helps the channel grow, and I could really use that about now. This point is Cerro Cara Iguana, right by my house. I love this time of night. It's 6 o'clock, and I'm outside in the garden, you know, because I can't help but be out here. And I'm going to show you a compost bin that just got finished. And I was wheeling over a wheelbarrow full of bamboo. And I was just thinking, like, how is this my life? How did I get so lucky? I mean, this is just amazing. Every time I'm in my house or in the yard, I'm just kind of overwhelmed with gratitude. And the amazing thing is, I've never had my own property this big where I could do whatever I wanted. You know, when I grew up, it was my parents' house, and when I was married, that, you know, you have to compromise. Ooh, here's a bunch of birds in this tree. I don't know if you can see them. This is really the first time that, I mean, I can just do whatever the hell I want with a big space. I could do that in San Luis Obispo, actually, when I was renting, and then when I had my little mobile home, but I had such a tiny space. So, yeah, I'm just amazed. It's funny though, because when I say, you know, like, oh, I have a garden, it's like, if you look at the land, you're like, yeah, Patty, it just looks pretty bare and a bunch of sticks standing up. Like this one, this is going to be a coconut palm, so it doesn't grow too tall, and it's going to produce coconuts. And then behind it is a palm tree that's going to grow like a couple of stalks, and it doesn't get too tall, so it's not going to block the view. Unfortunately, we've had a lot of wind, and I had these beautiful palm trees delivered and planted, and they've lost a lot of their palm fronds. All right, my arm's getting tired from holding the camera. I'm gonna show you the compost bin. My plumber was actually looking for some extra work, and he made this in like 2 days. And we just used, scrap material. And that's kind of why I did these little, architectural pieces. Those are covered styrofoam, stuff that like was packaged, I don't know, refrigerator, washer dryer. So that'll kind of, for one thing, give a border to the bougainvillea, the lantana, and the buddleia. And these two plants actually attract butterflies, so that'll be nice. And it'll give a border for those plants because, bougainvillea can get out of control. There is nothing quite like a garden to show you how time has its way with a landscape. Because some of these trees that I planted, in 5 years, they're going to be mature, a lot taller than they are now. The plants are going to be a lot bigger than they are now. I can't even imagine what the banana plants are going to look like. It's certainly taken all these truckloads of dirt and sand and rock, lots of labor-intensive projects. Look at all these rocks they had to put in place for the drainage. And I've just been so enjoying putting all of this together, and I can't wait to continue putting all the landscaping together and just watching it grow. One of the things I suggest to coaching clients who are just trying to reconnect with a sense of purpose and meaning and find their joy and contentment in life is to reconnect with things that they enjoyed as a child. I've always enjoyed nature, and I'm just so happy to have this big science experiment in my backyard. I've got drama going on with my cat because there's this big cat that came around, and I thought maybe they could be friends, but clearly they can't. I even let them play through the door and I would give them treats. But that big cat wants to kill Feather and take over her life. I am convinced of this now. So he's been really aggressive, and I have to monitor the yard. That squawking sound is a toucan. I've had a toucan in my tree right outside my bedroom window. Absolutely amazing. Hey, I think it's about time I give you a tour of the garden. So when I moved when I bought the property, there was really nothing except that bamboo and that bamboo. And they've certainly grown a lot in this rainy season that we're having. And then there were like a bunch of clumps of grass, and that's pretty much it. There was a tree, but the tractor ran over it. It was like somewhere over there. I don't know what kind of tree it was, but it's a gone tree. And there was this cool feature that, I think Pierre built it for catching the water because this property has a slope and it can be kind of wet in the rainy season. So he had this feature that he built, and one of the first things that I envisioned was having the elephant ear around like a corner, and then some ginger, and then there was a hill that was just, you know, bare and empty, and I imagined some different trees that could be planted there. And that's exactly what has happened. So there's the elephant ear. Behind that I have the angel trumpet, or maybe it's not called angel trumpet. It's the pretty flower that smells amazing but is deadly if you eat it, or hallucinogenic or something like that. And then I have the some ginger growing here. It's a slow grower. I didn't realize that ginger was so slow growing. I have a plumeria tree that I got from a cutting. That's right back there. I absolutely love this pink shrub, basically, that grows. So I'm gonna put more of that around. This plant had a really cool fragrant flower, and then right when I planted it, something ate the flower, and then it hasn't flowered since. So we'll see, maybe it'll flower again. Oh, one of the first things I planted also were the canna lily, the yellow canna lilies. I think they have a bit of rust happening, so I'm saturating the soil with neem oil. Not sure if it's helping quite yet. We'll see. And then I think as I get my compost bin going, I can start amending the soil. This plant I got, it was like really straggly. I got it at one of the local nurseries. I think it's called Tulsi. It's holy basil. Just a really, I love the color. It's just a really pretty color. And this tree, I'm not really sure what I'm going to do about pruning this tree because I've never had to prune a tree and shape it before. But it's clear I'm going to have to do something because it's getting a little wonky looking. But it's a yellow flowering tree. They're common here. They're just like street trees. And then I planted some blue plumbago next to it, and I think it'll look nice, kind of vining up. Most of these were from clippings and cuttings that I begged, borrowed, and stole. This plant I got from Jackie, and it is so cool. This is the one that it blossoms white and then turns pink later in the day. It's pretty phenomenal that a flower changes color like that. This plant is the Dombea. It is, I guess, in the hibiscus family. I guess it's called tropical hibiscus. I got this at Carla's plant sale up in Volcan, and it has a cool flower that, like these big pink balls of blossom. So that's going to be pretty incredible. Over here I have lantana, bougainvillea, and buddleia. So the buddleia and the lantana are butterfly attractors. So that's good. It's funny, they don't seem to care for the buddleia, but they love the lantana. And then I have my compost bin here. And then I have my banana compost pile, which has gotten a little bit out of control because there's a lot of weeds that get cut every week, and I don't want to put them in my compost bin, so they're just going in the banana compost pile. I have a papyrus plant that I got a little bit from when I was living over at Tony's property. I just think it's so delicate. It's really pretty. It does like to have a lot of water, so I'm not sure how it's going to do in the dry season here. And then right there is a heliconia I got from Carla's plant sale. Then I have a couple more like hibiscus in here and a very slow growing palm tree that's supposed to get tall, but right now it's short. So it's supposed to be one of those that kind of branch up and get maybe like 20, 25 feet maybe. Not really sure what's happening with this avocado tree. It's, I don't know, it's just not totally acclimating the way that I would have hoped. It's a Haas avocado. I have a fig tree, which I'm super excited about because I had a fig tree when I lived in San Luis Obispo. I love figs. And this is actually doing pretty well. You know? I think the soil overall, because it's so wet, the soil overall does have like fungus. So I think I'm always going to be dealing with that, always going to be treating some kind of fungus or another. But I mean, everything is growing. Like I'll show you, you know, it's definitely not unhealthy because things are thriving. This plant I really love, just like the white blossoms look kind of delicate on here. And I planted it with this, I forget the name of it. But I think that's going to be a nice combination when it grows together. And then, so this area that is behind me right there, that is going to be the outdoor jacuzzi and bathroom. But I'm just waiting a little bit to start the project. I'm not sure whether I should piecemeal the project together, like, you know, just get someone to do some of the walls, get someone to do the electricity, and get someone to do the plumbing, or if I should go ahead and just have one contractor do the whole thing. It's not a complicated job, but I'm just not sure yet how I'm gonna handle it. What else? And right now, my cat is exploring the neighbor's property, which she really shouldn't be doing. I love these things, these purple things, both purple things, these and those. This is a guava tree, and and then this is a lemon tree. It's a yellow lemon tree, and that seems to be adjusting very nicely, so that's good. What else? I have a lot of plants that are going to go around the right now invisible jacuzzi and bathroom area that I got up at Carla's plant sale. A lot of heliconias, so they'll grow nice and tall and provide some shade and privacy. And then I'm gonna eventually do like just a little patio in front of the deposito, and then there'll be some vines that crawl up on the top there. And then eventually there'll be a little covered parking area just for 2 cars, you know, covered parking there. And also I want to do some rain catchment and probably a couple of them in different spots on the property, because in the dry season the water can get very low pressure, and sometimes we don't have any water at all. Or actually, my rainwater wouldn't be for my house water, but anyway, that's a different water issue. All right, that's a tour of the garden. Oh, one last little flower. I got these from Irene. They were down at her property by the beach, and they're doing great up here. It took a while for them to start growing, but once they started, they've really acclimated and taken off. So that is the garden so far.